back to CityLine, zooming from my kitchen. And with me right now, I have one of my favorite programs in Tacoma, Paint Tacoma Beautiful. And speaking of beautiful, I have the wonderful Amy Allison with me. She is the Director of Community Mobilization for Associated Ministries. Hello, Amy.
Hi, how are you?
I am well, my dear. Welcome to my kitchen.
Thank you.
So let's talk about for people who do not know or have never seen this in action in their neighborhood. Tell us about Paint Tacoma Beautiful.
So Paint Tacoma Beautiful is a program for Associated Ministries. It is now going into its 36th summer. And we've painted more than 2,200 houses all over the county since 1985. But it is a program that provides free exterior house painting to low and moderate income homeowners during the summer months.
That's incredible. Your 36th year.
Yes.
Amy, how long have you been involved with Paint Tacoma Beautiful?
This will be my 7th summer.
Wow, that is incredible. So how do you make this happen?
So we're able to provide the program free of charge to people because we receive donated and discounted supplies and paint, and volunteers who we train and recruit and train provide the labor. So, and it's also great because we have a lot of funders who support it. So some shout outs to, there's a lot of local funders, Gray Lumber, Liberty Mutual, Habitat for Humanity, and of course the City of Tacoma.
Oh my gosh. So you mentioned volunteers, so that's part of how you make this happen. And we're going to talk about volunteers here in just a second. This may seem like a very obvious question, but I think you probably have some very interesting parts of the answer. And the question is, what are the benefits, Amy?
Well, if we're low income homeowners, if you can't afford to paint, it's the kind of thing that you can neglect for years. And then one day all of a sudden your house is an eyesore and maybe even has some structural damage. And so by painting houses, we're actually helping to preserve affordable housing for those folks. It creates a lot of pride in your living space when you can look at your house and feel like it looks really good. And because we engage volunteers, we're building community. We're bringing people together, really helping one another support their neighbors. It usually attracts attention from the neighborhood, so other neighbors get involved. So it's a really great way of just bringing everyone together, which we need now more than ever.
Oh, I love that. I knew you would have some feel-good benefits that we need to be reminded of. So how does a homeowner qualify? Because you mentioned that phrase, low income.
Right. Okay, so we're accepting applications right now. You can call. My office number is 253-426-1516 to request an application, or you can download it online at www.paintbeautiful.org. But basically, the houses need to be single family owner occupied houses here in the city of Tacoma, and the homeowners need to meet the income guidelines, which is they need to be below 80% of area median income for the household size. On the applications, when they get it, it will have the income limits, or it's on our website, or they can call me and ask if they're unclear about that. But I'm sorry. This is different, but sorry about that. But continue.
Amy, you're doing a great job. All of us are kind of suffering from, Zoom fatigue. Right. And every day is a new day. So don't worry about it, okay? So that's all it takes is just what you described. What a simple, beautiful process.
Yeah. Well, there's a little more to it, actually. So once we receive the application and we review it and make sure that they meet the pre-qualifications, we make an appointment to go out and take a look at the house. And we take pictures of the house. And what we're looking for is a couple things. Number one, does it need a paint job? Okay. Is it a house that really needs the work done? And number two, is this a job that volunteers can do? So we're looking for both making sure there's no repair needs that would prohibit people from doing the work, and making sure that there's no safety concerns. Because again, these folks are volunteers. So there's some houses that are just the sheer size of them would put volunteers in danger, or there's obstacles or things like that. So we're looking for those two things. And once we say, yeah, this is a great project, then the third step is to find volunteers to paint the house.
Oh, I love that. Okay, so let's take all of that beautiful tapestry that you just described. Let's put it over here. Now let's talk about, with the concerns of COVID-19, how is that impacting this process?
Okay. Well, it's definitely slowing it down a bit. We are accepting applications right now. So people can request the applications, we can send them out. We're reviewing them. So that part is actually going as scheduled. It is slowing down the process of actually doing the house assessments where we go out and take pictures. So we do have to wait until the governor gives us a go ahead to be able to go out and about to do that. Right now, we don't know yet, but we are acting as if everything will be on schedule and open for the summer, because that's when we do the work anyways during the summer months. So we're proceeding as though that's going to happen, and very hopeful that that will be the case.
So let's talk about the other steps you're taking during this unprecedented time. Obviously, you stated it so well. Everything is a day to day, and we're taking our cue from Governor Inslee. What is Associated Ministries thinking about when it comes to the safety of these volunteers?
So we're definitely putting some new protocols in place to make sure both the homeowners and volunteers are safe this summer. For instance, in the past, we've always provided some face masks, a handful of face masks to volunteer crews, so the folks who are doing the biggest work of scraping and all that are protected during that phase of it. But now we're going to be providing face masks to the entire team. We're also working on some new guidelines. The Master Builders Association has created a toolkit of protocols for safe practices during the COVID age on work sites, and we're going to adapt those that are applicable to Paint Tacoma. And whatever we do, before we send anybody out, we're going to make sure both volunteers and the homeowners stay safe.
Oh, I love that. I love that. So let's talk about, in this last 5 minutes here, who are some of your crews that you've had in the past that maybe would surprise us, or Amy, inspire us to get our own crews together? And then I'd love to hear, since you've been at this for 7 summers or 7 years, a story that's really touched your heart.
Okay. So again, we're accepting volunteers right now too, and they can apply online at the same website, www.paintbeautiful.org, or they can call and leave us a message and we'll get back to them, 253-426-1516. And we give crews from all walks of life. So we have student groups, we have faith groups, workplaces, unions, military groups, families, and people can serve for 1 day only, or they can serve on a house from start to finish. So we can accommodate all different kinds of things. Kids can participate too. Teen groups should have at least one adult with them to supervise, and children under 13 basically need to be accompanied by a parent or guardian, but kids can participate too. So it's a great family event. Great stories. I think one great crew that really moves me, Heidi Maloney. She's from the Unity of South Sound. It's a local church, and they are a crew that has been painting houses several years in a row. I think 6 or 7 by now. And she shared a story about how the very first year that she was going to paint, her mom had died just before the project was supposed to commence. And she felt like, there's no way I can do this. But at the last minute, she says, no, I'm committed to it. I'm going to go do it. And she said the day was so healing for her that she said she was going to paint a house every summer in honor of her mom. And one of the things that her crew has always done is they will write prayers on the house in pencil before they paint. So it gets painted over, but they bless the house in a sense with these prayers that they write. And several years in on one of the projects, when they asked the homeowner for permission to write prayers on her house, the homeowner told her that that was so healing for her because her mom had just died. And she said, the fact that you all are doing this and blessing my house just has healed me. And Heidi said that made her feel like it had come full circle. She was healed by serving with Paint Tacoma, and then she was able to heal someone else. So that's one of my favorite stories.
Oh my gosh, Amy, that is beautiful. And I have to say, as somebody who has been on a Paint Tacoma team, The friendships that you make are endearing and everlasting.
Mhm.
The potlucks and the barbecues are fabulous.
Mhm.
You fall in love with the homeowners,
Mhm.
and you find out what else, at least our crew did, that needed to be done around the house from, this was us,
Mhm.
planting plants, making pavers for a walkway. It just was, we really got to crawl inside their heart and crawl inside their home, and it was really amazing. Um, you've mentioned some really great sponsors. Is there anybody else you'd like to thank there, Amy?
Um, well, I have to give a huge shout out to Habitat for Humanity because they provide us with the paint every summer, and that is huge, huge. And Gray Lumber, which provides us with both supplies, and we're one of the beneficiaries of their annual golf tournament. I think Liberty Mutual this summer, they were going to paint with us and had to cancel the project because of concerns about COVID, but they're giving us a donation in lieu of being able to paint with us. So just a lot of people who just really are very generous in making sure that this program continues. And I think, right now the need for community is more important than ever. A lot of the homeowners we serve were already isolated. A lot of them are elderly, many of them are disabled. They're not able to get out and about. They may have lost family and friends, and so they're already isolated. And so now more than ever, I think is a time to really give back to our neighbors and really help people know that other people care and to build those connections. And so I'm really looking forward to seeing a lot of people come out this summer and really help make Tacoma a more beautiful place.
Well, Amy, you make Tacoma more beautiful by your wonderful soul and your brilliant smile. Thank you so much for leading us in this way and putting together like minded people. And I want you back in my kitchen soon so you can tell me about how the summer went
Mhm.
when people finally got together and celebrated and painted houses. Um, After all of this is said and done. So, Amy, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
We have much more to come on CityLine. We'll be right back. Don't go away.